Getting in peak shape isn't just about working out. It's about getting your body fat down to the right level. If you want to see real definition, you need to get lean, at least 15% body fat or lower. But here's the reality. Studies show that most people are way far from that. The average body fat percentage for men sits around 27%, and less than 0.1% are lean enough to see the abs, which is about 12% or lower. Most men spend years in the gym trying every workout, every single diet, but still don't get results. But my client, they see results and real transformation fast. After coaching hundreds of men and women, I've cracked the code on how to burn fat and build muscle efficiently. In this video, I'm breaking down exactly how I do it so you can do it too and then see results. So let's dive in. The fat loss strategy I'm about to show you in this video is the exact strategy that helped me transform thousands of my clients' physique. Take a look at these examples. We have Arnold, who lost 35 pounds and working with me in 90 days. 45 years old, went from a size 46 to 38, following exactly what I told him to do. Look at Cole, who lost 25 pounds in 90 days, but got really ripped, as you can tell. A lot of muscle gain as well. And Leo, who actually gained 15 pounds of lean muscle mass on his frame. You can check out more of my latest client transformation on the top and the link in the description. But before we continue, if you are wondering if this works for everybody, just take a look at my own physique. This has been my physique for the last 20 years or so. Not once did I get out of shape, and this is because the system is designed to make it impossible for you to not get in shape if done properly. This process is actually simple, not easy, but something everybody is able to follow. In this video, I'm breaking down the 3 key pillars. Number 1 is nutrition, right? What is the best food in order for you to lose fat without starving yourself? Is training. What are the exact workouts that are going to help you burn fat and gain muscle? Number 3 is the afterburn effect, the crucial steps that prevent you from regaining fat. Follow this plan and I guarantee you'll get lean fast, but more importantly, you will stay lean for life. The first part of the strategy to really get in shape is to master nutrition, the diet. If you've been trying to lose fat, but you're still looking the same, chances that you are making this one crucial mistake. Most guys think that you have to do more cardio and eat less, but that is exactly why they are stuck. In this video, I'll break down exactly what are you doing wrong and how to fix it so you can finally see some real results. Fat loss comes down to one simple principle. You must burn more calories than you consume. This is called a calorie deficit. No matter what diet you follow, keto, paleo, low carb, intermittent fasting, it doesn't matter. If you are not in a calorie deficit, you simply won't lose fat. When it comes to losing fat effectively, one thing I've learned through experiences, personal and with clients, is that getting fat adapted makes a huge difference. Instead of constantly relying on carbs for energy and fighting hunger all day, your body becomes more trained to burn its own body fat stores more efficiently. This shift doesn't just help you lose fat faster, it also makes the entire process feel more sustainable and natural. Let me break down exactly what fat adaptation is, why it's so powerful, and how you can start doing it by yourself right now. Fat adaptation simply means that your body becomes more efficient at burning its own fat storage rather than relying on glucose, which is carbohydrates, all the time. When you are fat adapted, you can burn fat at rest and also throughout activities. You have more stable energy, no sugar crashes. That means your blood sugar levels don't go up and down all day. They stay stable, and that's what we want. We want to control insulin levels. You can train fasted or go longer in between meals without a hunger spike. How do you get fat adapted? Well, this is going to depend, all right, for everybody, and especially for the people that really rely on a lot of carbohydrates. You want to reduce your carbohydrate intake gradually. You don't want to go from 400 grams a day to like 0. Focus your carbohydrate intake around intense workout, like from a high intensity interval training or lifting weights. Increase your healthy fat consumption, such as fatty fish, olive oil, butter, nuts. Prioritize protein. It supports muscle and keeps hunger in check. Let me break down what a simple day could look like if you're trying to get fat adapted, okay? And this is what I have my clients do. So for breakfast, we always want to aim for protein, okay? So that could be maybe 3 to 4 to 5 eggs, whole whole eggs, and then some avocado that you will cook with some butter, and then maybe you can have some chicken sausage or some turkey bacon. For lunch, we'll have a salad, for example, with some grilled salmon, some olive oil, some avocado, and any other really greens you want to throw in a salad. And for dinner, we are going to focus again on a lean protein with some low starch veggies, and then maybe something like sweet potatoes. For snack, we're going to be using no sugar protein shakes, boiled eggs, Greek yogurts, or nuts. While you are getting fat adapted, there are things that you want to avoid, right? You want to avoid snacking often, as this will constantly spike your insulin levels. So keep the snacking to a minimum. We want to avoid completely processed carbohydrates. What are signs that show that you are becoming fat adapted? Number one is going to be the reduced hunger that you have in between meals. You are not going to crave carbohydrates and sugar as much at all, and therefore you're just gonna simply eat less calories. Your energy levels will be stable throughout the days. No more crash up and down and wanted that caffeine, that cup of coffee at 2 p.m. simply because you don't have those blood sugar levels going up and down and feeling like you're crashing all the time. You will have clearer mental focus, and you'll be able to accomplish a lot more. Your performance during fasted workout will increase. So this is what your macros could look like if you try to get fat adapted. And depending on the individual, this is usually what I have my clients following, right? 30% of your diet is going to be revolving around protein, lean protein, okay? About 50% of your total calories for that day will be via fat. You really want to prioritize high quality fats. And then the rest 20% will be carbohydrate. Now you can play around slightly so with those macros depending on your workload that day, but this will be a big overall picture of what a fat adapted diet will look like. Again, 30% protein, 50% fat, and then 20% carbohydrates. Let's take a look at one of my first client transformation. Arnold, 45 years old, was 235 pounds and went below 200 pounds while working with me in under 90 days. Now, Arnold was eating pretty clean, except on the weekend, right? But most of his diet was pretty clean. One thing Arnold never really paid attention to was his macros. He was eating way too much carbohydrates, and especially processed carbohydrates. Once I prioritized fat as a main source of fuel for his training regimen, then the fat starting to melt. His body simply got fat adapted, and the results just came. I'm going to give you 5 action steps that you can take today in order for you to lose fat. Number one is eat more protein. You want to aim for 0.8 gram to 1 gram per pound of protein. So if you are 200 pounds, you want to aim for about 200 pounds of protein a day. This will keep you full, and it will preserve your muscle while you are on a calorie deficit. Number two, and I have all my clients do this, anywhere from 8,000 to 10,000 steps daily. No excuses. This is the simplest way for you to burn calories without spending hours in the gym. Number three is strength training at least 3 times a week. Lifting weights helps maintain muscle and boost your metabolism, which is going to make fat loss a lot easier. Number four is reduce liquid calories. Cut off all sodas, juices, and even creamers in your coffee. All of them, they just add up. Number five, and this is very important, stick to the same meals at the same time. So what I always advise my clients is find 3 to 5 meals that revolve around protein that you really enjoy and eat the same thing. This makes tracking calories and staying consistent a lot easier. And of course, this is crucial, 7 to 9 hours of sleep. Quality sleep daily. Without proper sleep, your brain will make the wrong choices and you will have cravings. One of the biggest mistakes people make when trying to lose fat is cutting down calories way too fast. You might think eating as little as possible will get you results quicker, but here's the problem. It backfires. When you slash your calories too low, your metabolism slows down, your energy levels drop, and worst of all, you start losing muscle instead of fat. This leads to plateau, intense cravings, and eventually binge eating, which will wipe out all of your progress. So what is the right way? Start with a small calorie deficit from 300 to 500 calories below maintenance level, so you can lose fat while keeping your metabolism high. Your workout strong and your muscle intact. It's not about starving yourself. It's about sustainability. I'll break down the exact training to pair with this in the next section, so keep watching. You have been lied to when it comes to fat loss. Most people think that you have to do endless hours of cardio and starve yourself in order to lose fat, but that is exactly why they are failing and showing you actually what works to burn fat and build muscle the right way. Training plays a huge role in fat loss, but most people get it wrong. They think the answer is hours of cardio, but that is not the most effective way to lose fat and to keep it off. Now here's the truth. Strength training should be your absolute priority. Lifting weights helps you build and maintain muscle, which keep your metabolism high and allows you to burn calories, more calories even at rest. Now cardio still has its place. It helps create a calorie deficit, but it should be used as a tool and not as your main focus. What's the best approach then? You want to strength train at least 2 to 4 times a week, focusing on compound movements such as squats, deadlifts, presses, and rows. Yes, you can add in some high intensity interval training. For example, I love kickboxing. This is a great way to stay healthy and to have fun at the same time, which will allow you to stay consistent. But primarily your cardio, should come from just movement throughout the day. Adding some cardio like walking or short HIIT sessions, but don't overdo it. When you combine proper training with a solid diet, fat loss becomes easier and more sustainable without starving yourself or doing hours on the treadmill. The results just came fast. Let's take Arnold again, for example. My client, who was 45 years old, 235 pounds. He was coming to the gym 5 to 6 times a week to do kickboxing and boxing classes, all right? 2 or 3 classes a day. That's a lot of cardio. Even though his diet was okay, he said it was pretty healthy. He was just doing way too much cardio, okay? So what I did right away is cut down those hours to only twice a week. So twice a week, I let him do boxing and kickboxing, maybe a class or 2 a day. Right? The rest of the time was simply walking for cardio, and we added 3 strength training a week, all right? And by simply doing this and cutting back on all the hours at the gym, he was able to recover a lot better in between sessions, perform better when he did, and actually seeing results. Here's what I would exactly do for someone who wants to lose fat in under 90 days. So if you are looking to lose fat in under 90 days, this is exactly what I would do. Number 1 is 5 times a week at least. I would start every single day in the fastest state, 30 to 60 minutes of zone 2 cardio. It's low impact. It's not really going to affect you for the rest of the day. But if you combine this 5 times a week, you're going to burn a lot of calories. I would also finish all those sessions after a little cool down session, period, is with ice exposure. All right, 55 degrees Fahrenheit or below, 2 to 3 minutes in the ice cold bath or ice plunge is going to be crucial when it comes to fat loss. Strength training 3 to 4 times a week, focusing on compound movements and progressive overload. I would do 1 or 2 conditioning session. Okay, so something like a kickboxing class would be a great example of why a high intensity interval training could be. For example, I would walk at least 10,000 steps each and every day, no matter what. Now let's talk about NEAT and why it's so crucial when it comes down to fat loss. NEAT simply stands for non-exercise activity thermogenesis. It's all the calories that you burn outside of your workouts. Walking, standing, cleaning, doing chores around the house, taking the garbage out, sweeping the floor, you know what I mean? All of this, walking with your dog, even fidgeting, or again, ice bath. When you shiver inside the ice cold plunge, all right? This is you body trying to get warm again, so you're gonna burn a little bit more calories just because of that. Now, for most people, NEAT drastically drops during a fat loss phase. You're more tired, maybe you don't move as much, and that drop is a major cause for you to hit that plateau where you're not making progress anymore. It's not the workout or the diet, but simply just the lack of daily movement. So my best advice to you, if you are trying to lose weight, you have to increase your NEAT. You have to get going all day. From the moment I get up in the morning, if I'm walking my dog to working out myself to teaching classes, clients, anything I do just resolves on little small physical activity. And when you combine that every single day, you'll burn a lot of calories, and that's the key for you to stay lean and keep the fat off. All right, now let's talk about the workouts. And the biggest mistake when people are trying to lose fat, they start treating their workout like cardio. This is what I mean. High reps, low weight, minimum rest in between sets, just chasing the burn and the sweat. But that's not how you get lean. That's actually how you end up losing muscle and being skinny fat. Your goal in the gym is not to burn as many calories as you can. Your goal in a calorie deficit especially is to preserve muscle and build it. Why? Because muscle is metabolically active. It keeps your metabolism high, your body strong, and your fat loss results sustainable. So train in the gym like you are trying to build muscle. Stick to anywhere from 6 to 12 reps. Lift heavy, but always with good form. Focus on compound movements. Let your diet and daily movement do the fat burning. This is how you're gonna get lean and look athletic, not just small. Let me hit you with a brutal truth. 80% of people who lose weight will regain all of it within 5 years and sometimes more. And here's why. Because they think fat loss ends when the scale, right, hits their goals. But if you don't understand what happens after fat loss, your body will fight to put on this weight back. The afterburn effect is not just what happens after you are done working out. It's what happens to your metabolism after fat loss. When you lose weight, your body becomes more efficient, but not in a good way. Now your body burns less calories at rest. This is called adaptive thermogenesis. But here's the good news. If you keep doing the right things after the diet, your body adapts in your favor. Muscle retention, strength training, high protein intake, and movement all keep your metabolism elevated. That's the true afterburn effect. It's your ability to stay lean because your lifestyle keeps your engine running hot. I've gone through some serious training camps where I had to lose over 30 pounds. And the only way I managed to stay lean in between fights without going into a rebound mode up and down with the weight was by keeping my strength training up, eating plenty of calories, and staying active and not falling back into those comfort zone habits. And same thing happens with my online clients. The one that keeps the fat off, that sustain all the results that they had working with me, are the ones that keep the habits I taught them into their day-to-day life. And that is the key here for you to sustain that, right? Is to maintain those daily habits, movement, strength training, staying hydrated, sleeping, eating at the same time. All those little things, all those little habits, it's what's gonna make you lose fat and sustain that fat loss. Here are some actionable steps you can do right away to sustain your fat loss. Number one, and remember this is non-negotiable, is strength training. You have to prioritize strength training at all time, all right? We want to lift 3 to 4 times a week to maintain muscle and then keep your metabolism high. Number two is keep your protein intake high. Again, 0.8 to 1 gram of protein per pound. Protein is only gonna make you feel satisfied, full, and it supports your metabolism. Number three is stay active daily. Remember, NEAT is your secret weapon. So work around the house, walk your dogs, chores around the house. It doesn't matter, just move constantly throughout the day. It doesn't have to be exhausting. Just small motions throughout the day is the key. Number four is adjust your calorie consumption based on your activity. Don't go back to your old maintenance calorie intake. You can use a reverse diet if needed. That means you're going to slowly increase your calories after a long period of decreasing calories. Number five is step on the scale once a week. Don't be obsessed with it. The biggest mistake is people will go back to their old habits that made them gain fat in the first place. So the first thing is don't go back to your old habits, which means less movement, skipping meals, skipping workouts, making excuses. That's how you will gain all the fat back, and quick too. If you want to stay lean long term, the habits that got you results have to become part of who you are. This is why it's called a lifestyle. Only 20% of people manage to keep the fat loss off long term. But the people who do, they stay consistent with the habits that built that body. They don't diet anymore. It just becomes part of their daily life. That's how you stay shredded, strong, and healthy for life. Now, while this 3 steps process is simple and I guarantee it will work for you, I understand if it still feels a little overwhelming. There's just a lot of information to process. So if you are looking for extra help and you want a full, complete, done for you, all-in program that guides you every single week to the best shape of your life, head over to fitnessmicromer.com and book in a one-on-one call with me. That's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed this one. Don't forget to give it a like, subscribe to the channel, and please share it if you found value in this video.